Hi everyone. Okay, so back to the whole top 10 interviews, right? Top 10 questions for interviews. To give you a recap, my name is Jocelyn and I have been interviewing applicants for over 20 years. That's been my career, and I've been interviewing and training usually applicants, and I do pretty much for most of the jobs that I've had. I come to think of it, for all the jobs I've had, I am in the process of interviewing and then hiring or recommending. If I'm not hiring it myself, I'm recommending who needs to be hired in the position, and then I do the training. So I have some experience, you can say, or a lot of experience when it comes to that. So let's recap. My first question earlier was, interview is just that. It's interview. Okay, don't make it personal. You're not on a date. You're in a position, you are actually in a meeting to hopefully get the position that you want. So the first question that usually interviewers like me ask is, tell me something about yourself. Now, why do we ask these things? For me, I can't speak for any other interviewers, but for most interviewers, let me tell you, that is basically sets the whole interview process. That is the time where you can go and catch my attention. That's process of elimination for someone like me. I listen to you. So don't make it personal. Don't tell me things that I wouldn't ask you anyway. Like your marital status, if you have kids, or how old you are. No, don't give me those things. You start with, if you're applying for customer service representative, just start with, well, I have been a customer service representative for so many years. And you revolve your answer briefly with that, with your experience. Now, second is, what is your greatest weakness? Basically, that's one of those things that people fail with in my interview, is because they start going on and on and on with their weakness. No, don't do that. Don't tell them your weakness. But how you approaches it, you tell them, well, I don't know about my greatest weakness, but I can tell you about a weakness that I had that I overcame. And a lot of the times, the reason why I say this is because you guys need to understand, interviewers like us, when we look for a candidate, a qualified candidate, we look for problem solvers. We don't want problem makers. We want to be able to find someone who can actually resolve a problem and who can think for themselves and find solutions to the problems we have, because problems will occur in the company, right? So we don't concentrate on your weakness. Basically, just briefly say, okay, at this point, I had a weakness, but this is how I improved it. And I've learned from it, so I will never make that same mistake again. Now, one of the things, third question is, what sets you apart from the candidates? One of the things that I ask you. So these things, you have to highlight your 5 top strengths. Now, I'm going to tell you this, when you are applying for a position. Now, this is for those who are actually looking for a career, not just somebody who just wants a job, no, but for a career and you wanted to land this job. I want you to research. You have to research the position, the company, what the company is about. Look for the mission statement of the company, their company goals. Read up on the company and formulate your answer based on that. And you really have to sit down there and then see what your experience, how your experience can benefit this company. What your skills from your previous experiences can benefit this company. Because the next question would be, why should I hire you? Why do you want to go and work for this company? So you highlight the skills and experiences that you've had, and be honest. You highlight your experiences and provide positive things that you can contribute for the company. Okay? So a lot of the times interviewers will ask about, tell me a time when you couldn't meet a deadline, and how did you handle it? Now, this question, kind of like a trick question, right? Because we wanted to see how you're a problem solver. So we look for, and it's one of those behavioral questions, we look for how you reacted to it. Did you panic? And there's keywords in your answers that will provide me, oh, okay, she will panic. So I would suggest, this is a suggestion, I can't tell you what to do, this is just suggestions. I would suggest that you basically tell how you handled it in a calm manner, how you handled the situation. Explain how you reacted to the situations and that didn't go as planned. And then you explain when things didn't go as planned, how do you fix it, right? So that's what you, and write it down so you'll know, and think about the examples that you've done in your previous job, different services. And if you are looking for a career, almost always you've had those experiences. So let's see another question that I usually ask. Tell me the time when you made a mistake and how you handled it. So this is again a behavioral question. So what I do, what I look for illustration and how you overcame that obstacles. That's what I look for. Again, looking for problem solver. How you had this kind of problem, how you resolved it, what solution did you provide the company, and how it became successful. And so another question is, what is your greatest strength? Just like we ask what's your greatest weakness, what's your greatest strength? So here, I'm going to read this up because I'm going to kind of go into my little cheat sheet in here, is because I want you to be successful when this answer, because different companies look for different answers. So if I were you, this is how I look for people who actually read the description in my ad. And I will look for the candidate that would give an answer that would basically work with the descriptions that I have. And so you'll talk about the strengths directly, literally directly related to the role that you're applying for, right? So, and then show how you are a great fit. Like, for example, customer service rep, so you talk about how, let's say you worked at Kohl's. You handled a lot of customers, and you're applying for another customer service rep as a customer service rep for TJ Maxx or somebody else's company, retail or office or whatever they're selling, but you're CSR. So you basically tell them how the experiences you had with Kohl's and how you dealt with almost on a daily basis, and how many customers you dealt from the moment you step into the office all the way until the very end of your shift. How the skills that you've attained from that years of experience you had, and how you can apply it to this new position. Now, I'm looking at my time is almost done, so let's do 2 more questions. I said, what is the most significant accomplishments? I would, if I were you, because this is what I look for, and most people that I know that does interview, this is what they look for, this is what they look for as well. They discuss the problems that they solve related to the role. So they provide an incident. So that happened that would correlate to the position you're applying for. How you were successful in that previous position, and then coincide with the new role that you're applying for. If that makes any sense to you guys, I hope it does. Now, another question is, describe a time when you successfully balanced several competing priorities. Time management. So that's another thing that we'd like to know. I mean, if I give you a project, were you able to finish it? So basically, you elaborate on your multitasking organizational skills. You explain how organized you are at work, and you use this time, use this opportunity to show how you get things done. Those are the things that I look for. And then, of course, think of your current role, and how is that gonna apply to the position that you're applying for. So these are the things that most questions that they will ask you, and what we look for. But at the end of the day, interviewers like me, we look for problem solvers. So we look for the ones, we don't look for perfect ones, but we look for the ones that actually learn from their mistakes and find out how they move forward and how they learn from that mistake so they don't make the same mistakes. Those are the things that we look for. If you want to learn more, you want a one-on-one with me, please go to my Stan Store. Stan Store / I think it's / Lush Life Creations, and we can do a one-on-one, and I can help you with that. Or message me through here, put a comment, and I will help you and do one-on-one questions. I basically help people with this. So I hope this helps you guys. See you later.